Do you ever stop to wonder how much time your heart has left? We spend so much energy looking in the mirror, worrying about the wrinkles around our eyes or how our joints creak when we get out of bed, but we often ignore the one organ that never takes a day off. Every single minute, your heart beats about 60 to 100 times, pumping life through your veins without you ever having to ask it to. But here's the difficult truth. For many of us, the heart inside is actually much older than the person carrying it. A 70-year-old can have the resilient heart of a 50-year-old, while a 50-year-old might be walking around with a heart that is struggling as if it were 90. Are you listening to the subtle signals your body is sending you right now? Today, we're going to walk through 7 powerful warning signs that your heart might be aging faster than you are. Understanding these isn't about fear. It's about giving yourself the gift of more years, more memories, and a higher quality of life. The speed of your stride. The first sign is something you do every single day. Simply walking. Scientists have found a fascinating link between how fast a person naturally walks and the biological age of their heart. Think about your natural pace when you're headed to the grocery store or walking to the park. If you find that you're naturally slowing down, or if people your own age are constantly outpacing you, it might be more than just getting older. Take the story of Arthur. Arthur is 68 and used to love walking his golden retriever every morning. Over the last year, he noticed he was falling further behind the other neighbors on the trail. He felt heavy, as if his legs didn't want to move as fast as his mind wanted them to. Arthur thought he was just losing his edge, but his slow gait was actually his heart struggling to pump oxygenated blood to his muscles efficiently. Your walking speed is essentially a real-world stress test for your cardiovascular system. If your pace has dropped significantly, your heart might be asking for a little more care and attention. The mystery of swollen ankles. Have you noticed lately that your shoes feel a bit tighter at the end of the day? Or perhaps when you take your socks off in the evening, there's a deep, lingering indentation around your ankles that stays there for minutes? This is what doctors call edema, and it's a very telling sign. When the heart isn't pumping with enough strength, blood has a harder time traveling back up from your feet against the pull of gravity. This causes fluid to leak into the surrounding tissues, leading to that puffy look. Consider Margaret, a 72-year-old who loves her garden. She began noticing that by the time she finished weeding her roses, her ankles looked doughy. She brushed it off as a result of the summer heat, or perhaps sitting too long. However, persistent swelling in the lower legs, especially if it doesn't completely go away after a night's rest, is a classic sign that the heart's pump is becoming less efficient. It's a quiet whisper from your heart, telling you that the circulation is backing up and it needs help clearing the way. Your recovery time after stairs. We all get a little winded if we run up a flight of stairs, but the real secret lies in how quickly you catch your breath once you reach the top. This is what we call recovery time. A young, healthy heart is resilient. It can ramp up its effort and then settle back down to a resting state almost immediately. An aging heart, however, takes much longer to find its rhythm again. Imagine you're visiting a friend who lives on the second floor. If you reach the top and find yourself unable to speak a full sentence for 2 or 3 minutes because you're gasping, that is a red flag. It means your heart is struggling to keep up with the demand for oxygen and is taking too long to recover from the exertion. A heart that stays revved up long after the activity has ended is a heart that is working far too hard for too little reward. It's a sign of a lack of cardiovascular flexibility. The quality of your nightly rest. Sleep is a sacred time when your heart finally gets to slow down and repair itself. But if your heart is aging prematurely, your sleep might be the first thing to suffer. Specifically, Keep an ear out for heavy snoring, or those moments where you wake up suddenly, gasping for air. This is often linked to sleep apnea, which puts an incredible hidden strain on your heart every single night. Think about Robert. Robert is 65 and noticed he was waking up every morning feeling like he hadn't slept at all. His wife told him he was snoring louder than ever. Robert didn't realize that every time his breathing paused during the night, his heart rate would spike and his blood pressure would skyrocket to compensate for the lack of oxygen. This night shift, work prevents the heart from resting, causes it to age years in a matter of months. If you aren't waking up refreshed, your heart might be exhausted from working overtime while you sleep. Persistent fatigue that doesn't make sense. We all have days where we feel tired, especially as we balance family, work, and community. But there's a specific kind of fatigue that feels different, a deep bone weariness that doesn't go away even after a long nap or a quiet weekend. This is often because the heart is no longer able to supply enough nutrient-rich blood to meet the body's basic needs. Let's look at Susan. Susan is a very active grandmother of 4. Recently, she found that doing simple chores, like folding laundry or putting away groceries, left her needing to sit down for a long break. She felt like her battery was constantly at 5%. Susan thought she was just feeling the blues, but her heart was actually struggling to push blood through narrowed or stiffening arteries. If everyday life starts feeling like you're climbing a mountain, it's a sign that the engine under the hood needs a tune-up. Dizziness when standing up. Have you ever stood up from the sofa or got out of bed and felt the world tilt for a moment? While this can sometimes be simple dehydration, if it happens frequently, it's a sign of how well your heart and blood vessels communicate. When you stand, your heart has to instantly beat faster, and your vessels have to constrict to keep blood flowing to your brain against gravity. If your heart is aging or becoming stiff, that reaction is delayed. This momentary drop in blood pressure is a sign that your cardiovascular system isn't as flexible as it used to be. It's like an old rubber band that has lost its snap. Keeping that snap in your circulation is key to staying sharp, upright, and healthy as the years go by. A grip that isn't what it used to be. This last sign might surprise you, but it's one of the most accurate predictors used in modern longevity medicine. Your grip strength. Believe it or not, the strength in your hands is a direct reflection of your overall muscle mass, and by extension, your heart's health. Multiple studies have shown that a weak grip is a strong indicator of an increased risk of heart issues. Think about the last time you tried to open a jar or carry a heavy bag. If you find your hands are fumbling or you just can't seem to get a firm hold on things anymore, it could be a sign of systemic weakness that includes a heart muscle itself. The heart is, after all, the most important muscle in the body. If the muscles in your extremities are losing their power, it is often a mirror of what is happening to the muscle inside your chest. How to rejuvenate your heart. Taking care of your heart is the greatest act of self-love you can perform. It's not about achieving perfection or running a marathon tomorrow. It's about making small, conscious choices every day to support the rhythm of your life. Whether it's choosing a few more whole foods, taking a gentle 10-minute walk in the sun, or finally talking to a doctor about your sleep, every single step counts toward de-aging your heart. I want to hear from you today. Do any of these signs feel familiar to you? Maybe you've noticed your walking pace changing, or perhaps you've discovered a way to keep your heart feeling young and vibrant that you'd like to share with our community. Please leave a comment below. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to read today to feel less alone. If you found this video helpful, please give a like and share it with a friend or family member who might need this reminder. And if you'd like to join us for more wisdom on living a long, healthy, and happy life, please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me. Remember, your heart has been with you since before you were born. Isn't it time you gave it the care it deserves? I'll see you in the next video.